The next race we look at is race number 7. It's the Dubai Turf, sponsored by DP World. It's back on the turf. It's over 1,800 meters or 9 furlongs. And Sarah, who did you like in this?
I am going with the 8 Lord North here with Frankie Dettori aboard. This horse, he won it last year. Let's see if he can come back and do it again. He did have a bit of a problem after last race with a little bit of bleeding, and they found blood in his nose, but he came back in February earlier this year to an all-weather race and performed exceptionally well for quite a layoff. So that only gives me hope that he's back in form and he's going to really put up quite a performance here. I think the drop in distance is going to help out quite a bit. As we've seen, this horse can perform phenomenally at the 1,800 meters. So I'll take my shot here with them. That's the 8 Lord North.
So Sarah goes for the defending champion, number 8 Lord North, ridden by Frankie Dettori. Joe, who did you like in race number 7?
Race number 7, I went with the number 16 Saffron Beach with Holly Doyle. It has already had a Group 1 win in at Newmarket, and then also before that in the prep race to that was at Sandown and got a Group 3 win against a lot of some of these horses I'm sure you're familiar with: Mother Earth, Snow Lantern, Snowfall. So really consistent in the last 2 starts and been winning impressively by 3 lengths and then 2 and almost 2.5. So Saffron Beach, I think Holly Doyle made the trip over here. I believe it is her only mount. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really took a very good look at the card, but I think with that one thing, Holly Doyle wants to win here. She wants to win in Dubai. After those 2 starts, was racing really well in the UK. So I'm going to take another. This is another $12 on the Australian market. So I'm going to take another chance here with Saffron Beach, number 16.
So Joe goes for Saffron Beach, an interesting horse ridden by Holly Doyle, drawn moderately in 8, but an improver, and interesting, trained by Jane Chapel Hyam. And Alistair, who did you like in race number 7?
So I'm going to add into the mix another horse, number 11 Panthalassa, another Japanese contender on Dubai World Cup Day. Yutaka Yoshida takes the ride. His penultimate start, he ran 13th out of 16, but that was over 2,500 meters. He hated it. His running style is probably one that'll suit Maidan. He flies off to the front, he rips off to the front, and he doesn't stop. He doesn't stop over 2,000 meters. He did over 2,500 meters, but we'll give him a break for that. The draw doesn't worry me because of the gate speed he possesses, and I know that he's taking on a strong field. There are lots of quality horses in this race. I think number 11 Panthalassa could run them off their feet and win again now that they've got to the bottom of him, because I've watched all of his replays, start of his career, obviously working out how to ride him. They worked out how to ride him, brave way to ride him. He pulls it off, and I think he can pull off a big one.
Alistair sounds very, very confident there with number 11 Panthalassa, ridden by Yutaka Yoshida. And Charene, do you like a Japanese horse too? And if so, is it that one?
Yeah, I see that there are several Japanese representatives in the field, and I will have my votes for number 12, Schnellmeister, because this time I guess that the pace will be super fast with Panthalassa leading in a fast pace. So maybe Schnellmeister can take advantage of the fast pace because he is used to be a back marker. And we see that he is the winner of the NHK Mile, and he also won over this distance in Japan in a Group 2 race. So I believe his ability over 1,800 meters, and also he has some great first of performance before, so I will be looking for him. And then this time he is also proved himself in Japan that when facing some older horses, he is still able to have some good performance. So I will have my votes for number 12, Schnellmeister.
So Charene goes for number 12, Schnellmeister, ridden by the excellent Christophe Lemaire. And I agree. I also like Schnellmeister. I like the race Colt, ridden by the excellent Lemaire. 5 runs, 2-1-3-1-2, a winner after 63 and 126 day breaks. So no concerns with 125-day absence here. And there's always a shocking story in these stellar events, but I must admit, I thought Schnellmeister looked to have a really nice chance, and with a nice, looks like the likely good pace as well. I thought it looked like a good opportunity. His defeat of Songline in the NHK Mile Cup was franked as well when that one took the turf sprint in Saudi Arabia last month. So just to recap here, in race number 7, Sarah goes for the defending champion, number 8, Lord North. Joe goes for number 16, Saffron Beach, ridden by Holly Doyle. Alistair confident regarding number 11, Panthalassa, and ridden by Yutaka Yoshida. And Charene and I, we're in agreement. We're going for number 12, Schnellmeister, ridden by Christophe Lemaire, and that is in the Dubai turf, sponsored by DP World. Now we come to race number 8. It's the Dubai Sheema Classic on turf, sponsored by Longines. Who do you like, Sarah?
I like the 4, Glory Voss. He's jumping out of barrier 6, which I think sets him up perfectly in this race. I don't think this horse could have gotten a better draw here for him. You know, coming off of that win in December that we saw in the Hong Kong Voss, who was really an exceptional performance. And, you know, even in earlier in the year in April, he got second to Love's Only You. This horse has been competing against really strong company and is performing exceptionally well. So him coming into Maidan to be thrown against another field of exceptional horses, I think we're really going to see this horse excel. He's just going to sit right there off the pace and wait to make his move. So I'm excited to see him, how he takes to the Maidan track. It's for the 4, Glory Voss.
So in race number 8, Sarah goes for number 4, Glory Vase, who rather appropriately won the Hong Kong Vase narrowly from Pile Driver. And Joe, who do you like in race number 8?
Race number 8, I went with number 11, Dubai Honor. It's funny we talk about Love's Only You, another one that got defeated, that was defeated by Love's Only You in Hong Kong as well, so in the Hong Kong Cup. But previously before that, he was only off by about a length and about almost a half, but raced really consistently after that in Ascot and Longchamp and Deauville in Newmarket. So has had a lot of firsts here. Does get James Doyle. James Doyle's back on him. I think he could run a pretty good race here with this is a tough field. I mean, you look at Up and Down, Authority, Glory Vase, Coombe, Pile Driver. It's really, really tough. So with Dubai Honor, I think that against Seliway, he was against him too. We got second to him by a length, and then Love's Only You. I think the form is there. So I'm going to take number 11, Dubai Honor.
So Joe goes for number 11, Dubai Honor. Likes a bit of cutting the ground, but might be compensating for that, might be the extra yardage here, 2,410 meters to be exact. Alistair, who do you like in race number 8?
I like them all. There's the lazy what a race. There's multiple Group 1 winners all around the world. We've got Japan Cup winners, Hong Kong Vase winners, Group 1 Breeders' Cup winners. It's an insane field. I'm going with the Breeders' Cup winner, number 14, Abir. William Buick takes a ride for Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. I think the fact that he's been around the globe and won Group 1 races, he seems to be improving, which is also quite a frightening stat. 56.5 kilos on his back, so he gets half a kilo from half the field. I just think that the race could well set up. There's obviously no stamina question marks. He's a horse on the up. And I think by the time Abir runs, we'll know our fate, or certainly before Abir runs, we'll know our fate, because there are a few horses like Creative Force earlier on in the card who have the same travel regime as Abir. And if those horses that had just come here for 2 weeks run flat earlier in the day, then you'll know that Abir, that there could be a few worries and a few doubts creeping into the system. But I think if Creative Force doesn't have to win the L-Cos, I haven't tipped him for the L-Cos, but I think if Creative Force runs well enough, then I think that'll add to the confidence about number 14, Abir. So I'm going to go with him. It'll be a great feat to go from Breeders' Cup to the Dubai Sheema Classic. And even though it's not the highlighted race on the card, I think it's the best quality race on the card.
Yes, it's certainly a fantastic looking race. So many chances, as you say, Alistair, as you say, including your selection, the Charlie Appleby trained Yabir, who was kept in England after his Breeders' Cup triumph and only arrived in Dubai a couple of weeks ago. Charene, who do you like in race number 8?
Yeah, I will go for the second in the Hong Kong Fast. That will be number 7, Pale Driver. When he was racing in Hong Kong in December last year, we had a chance to interview with the trainer, and he said that they have been planning for a long time that this horse will be participating in this year's Dubai World Cup Carnival. So this time he will be racing in the Dubai Sheema Classic. I think it would be a completely different comparing his last time out, because last time he was jumping from a wide draw and then he stayed wide without cover for the whole of the trip. And then this time gate 1 would be much more better for him, especially he used to be a front runner or a leader. And also Frankie Dettori will take the ride for the first time, so it looks interesting here. So I will go for number 7, Pale Driver. Hopefully their long time planning will be successful on on Saturday.
So Charene goes for number 7, Pile Driver. Unfortunate for Martin Dwyer, of course, a knee injury rules him out of this, and Frankie Dettori, who better to take over? Well, for race number 8, I decided to go for number 12, and that was Charene, and another interesting Japanese horse. And last seen when he was finishing 3rd to Contrail and Authority in the Japan Cup. And he was slightly hampered there. He could possibly have made 2nd otherwise. Didn't appreciate the soft ground next time. But I think with 6 career runs, of course, he was last of 8 at Flemington on his very first, on his debut. But I think he's a very nice horse, and ridden by Christian Demiro, a jockey that I really like. So just going back then, recapping our selections for race number 8, the Longines Dubai Sheema Classic. Sarah goes for number 4, Glory Vaz. Joe goes for number 11, Dubai Honour. One of 2 representing William Haggis, the other one being Alenquer. Alistair goes for number 14, Yabir. Charene goes for number 7, which is Pile Driver. And I am deciding to stick with Japan again. Number 12, Charene, ridden by the excellent Christian Demiro.